Time to spice up your training again with more tools and toys for explosive mode training. I'm Snaell, the author of the Fit Businessman book, and I try to bring you different ideas so you can make your training more fun and more creative. And one thing that you can use outdoors when you run, and this is for sprints, right? No long distance thing, this one, is a resistance bag or a sled that you attach to your hip. And so when you run, you provide resistance. And I would say that, no use running more than 200 meters with resistance. And the version I like to use, it's called, I believe, Speed Sack. And it actually contains bags that you can fill with sand. So this is very convenient when you go to a running track where they have a sand pit for long jump. Then you can take the sand from there, and you don't have to have weights with you or any type of pre-filled, or if you have a sled and you have to put plates on it, you have to bring the plates to the grass field. And the version I use is one that fits the sandbags, and these sandbags actually come with handles. So at the same time, you can use them for other exercises. And this is something I demonstrate on the Fit Businessman Outdoor Edition movie. So if you want to see that, you can go on Amazon Prime. It's for free. So it's only for the UK and US residents, I'm afraid, but you can see there how I train with it. And there's different type of sleds and resistance depending on how you like to train. So if you're going to run on a track, it might be better not to use this type of bag that you pull. If you run with spikes, you might want to use a sled and then load weights on it. And when using it on the track, I would definitely recommend that you use spikes. That way you can get a better grip. And you can, of course, use regular running shoes, sneakers. That's no problem at all. On grass, of course, if you have cleats, why not use them? Otherwise, regular tennis shoes will do just fine. Now, my track coach, a former Olympian, Mark Dollendorf, he has this crazy routine where he has us run with the resistance and then do actually jumps afterwards. So what you do is you run a sprint, maybe 80 meters, and then you do 10 consecutive squat jumps. And then you rest, and then you go again. And this is something that you can also play with. So when you go out and you think, okay, which tool or toy should I bring with me today? You can do different variations. So it's not always just, 2 times, 5 times 60 meters with the resistance. But you can play around. You can also do lunges, different skipping, and really use your creativity so that it doesn't get boring. But this is actually a tool that I love to use. It's really for variation. Personally, it's something that I like to bring in when the summer comes by, and I like to go to the track. It's a sunny day. I like to go there and run, but I can't run with spikes all the time because it's so tough on my body. So something I can do on grass is, of course, run sprints and accelerations or do plyometric training. But then when I want to add a little bit of resistance, I can use the sled or use this speed sack, and then even do contrast training with that. So if you see my other video regarding contrast training, how you do it with the sled is that you run with the resistance, you immediately take it off, and then you run without it. Of course, you gotta watch out so you don't land on your nose, but it's actually an amazing feeling that you first run with the resistance, and then you just go free, and it feels like you're just flying. And of course, when you pick the resistance, I would say go very light. It's the running technique will, of course, suffer. It's not the same thing as running regularly, but then again, I would say it's more for training the muscles than the technique. So, and I think actually a lot of the pro athletes, the old Usain Bolts and others, they used to use these sleds as well, and probably 50 years ago they used the same method. Another variation, of course, is the parachute. Well, any resistance would do. You can also have a friend, just ask them to hold a band that's wrapped around your hip, and they give you resistance. So there's a lot of variation, and if you can't do this exercise because you don't have a sled or you don't have a bag or any kind of resistance, you can of course do hill sprints, which is a little bit similar. It's not the same, but the effect is approximately the same. So since it's a little bit cold still outside, I highly recommend you also get yourself one of these hoodies. This is an ambigram hoodie, and for those who don't know what an ambigram is, it's actually something that it spells one word this way and one word the other way. You go on ExplosiveMode.com and check it out and keep yourself warm. And I'm Snaell, the author of the Fit Businessman book, and I'll see you at work.